For this video, I wanted to try out the new monthly reward card Prankster Mage in mid-Dagoth. In fact, I'm probably going to do a series of videos where I try Prankster Mage out in a number of different lists. This is the current list I'm working with. Mid-Dagoth is one of those builds that you can actually build like 100 different ways. This is just the current version. I even tried a different version already on stream. I've also tried more aggressive versions, less aggressive versions. I tried one that was a little more combo oriented that tried to use Swift Strike, but for this video, this is the one that I'm going to work with. As always, there will be a deck code in the video description, and we're just going to do what I always do, right? Jump in to games. 2 games, win or lose on the ladder, and as I said, I'm probably going to do Prankster Mage in at least Dominion and Assassin. There's like a blue Dominion list that I have in my mind. I've been toying around with the idea of it, and I think that we're going to give that a go. I'm not convinced it's the right way to build Dominion. I think that just straight mid Dominion is probably going to be better than the blue Dominion in my head, but I wanted to do something a little action oriented and a little bit different. And then I have an Assassin build in my mind that I want to work with as well. So who knows? Maybe I'll feel frisky and we'll even try Telvanni out. But for now, Dagoth. Fighter of the Night Goth. Alright. If I play Mournhold Trader and they have Gavel, we get blown out. If they do not have Gavel, then we likely just win field lane. So
you can trust me.
we're gonna say you don't have Gavel.
Preparations have been made.
And they did not. Okay. So it works out rather nicely. Do I really want to give them that trade? Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. I think I still want to establish as much dominance as I can over here. If they take this trade, I'm fine with that. And if not, we'll take our own values. But this should be enough to win field. They did beat us to that. That's the one downside there, right? Is that we have to do that. We don't have an answer for this. Now I can play my own corner club. In fact, I'm going to play my own corner club, but the issue is they're going to have far more cards and they're going to have 4 Magicka, so they'll be more likely to find the answer. But it's still the play that we have to make, right?
You bet on the wrong side. Guards, to me.
Okay, we're, I think, still okay with that, all things considered.
Watch yourself now. You bet on the wrong side.
A couple of different ways that we could go here, but I really like the idea of Daggerfall to potentially contest this, because if they have an answer for this, either of these plus their daggers also potentially gets the job done. But Daggerfall would give us access to Tome.
By the fires of oblivion.
I think that just gives us the most flexibility. The other option, again, was you just slap down both of them. So you've got like a whole host of 2-1s with a bunch of daggers floating around, but that also kind of tips your hand more about what you're packing. So now they have to decide, do they want to go face and trade and gain the health? Alright. They wanted to dodge the tome that bad.
Face me,
overall, I'm pretty okay with that.
My paws are quicker than your blade in my boot. This
Yeah,
might
sure.
be handy.
This can maybe value trade here if they don't have another Cliff Racer. And if we don't want to value trade there, then next turn we can also use our own Cliff Racer to value trade if we value drawing the card instead. Trading one of these daggers for a card drawn, likely a net benefit. Other option is we could have thrown one of these over here if we wanted to contest this to try to save. But I think just getting bodies down. We would have done things pretty differently if
Have business with House Halalu.
we were playing against a different deck. If we were afraid of like Cradle Crush Giant or something. So instead here, we'll go ahead and do this. So give us the old draw discard. I think trading a dagger for a bolt makes an awful lot of sense. Might just be me though.
Face me, you dog. Do your worst.
Face me, you dog.
Don't underestimate me.
Alright, we're gonna throw this here just because if they try to like
Out upon it.
pop this ward and get the value trade, now this trades into both. I mean, they're more likely to just take the value trades on the 2/1s anyway, because they don't want to give me the tome. They were pretty allergic to tome the last time around, but...
Your feeling trade is none of theirs.
Alright. If we don't run into prophecies, we have lethal here, right? Like we can swing like this. Can get the bolt in, and we can go Satanine, so...
I come bearing gifts.
Out upon it.
Okay. A number of different ways we theoretically could tackle that if we don't have lethal. Could use Satanine to trade on the Moose, keeping the Thief alive, draw a card. You could also use Cradle Crush to clear out the other two. We only lose a Crown Quartermaster. We pop our ward on the Daggerfall. We had lots of good plays there. But that's just one game. The format of these videos is 2 games, win or lose. So we're going to jump into a second game here. We always hope for more wins than losses, but if you watch my channel at all, you know I am not afraid to show losses. Nor am I afraid to show play mistakes, because normally when I'm recording these, it's like 2 a.m. and I'm really tired. So actually, I gotta tell you, gang, it's like one of my favorite things in the world when I look at the YouTube comments and it's all you classy folk pointing out the plethora of play mistakes that I made. Just be aware that, like, I see them. I know that they're there.
Friendly greeting.
I see them in editing. I'm just recording when I'm half coherent.
I bark and birth. This is interesting.
Well, that's unfortunate.
For Valenwood. Watch yourself now.
Alright, guess we'll do that. Yeah, that's why it's unfortunate. All that free value, just cycling it around. The negative of creatures with a low health value. I got a feeling we're going to end up losing this. This appears to be Control Archer.
And sleeping.
But not just any Control Archer, one that's getting value out of cards that should not be getting them that much value. Their 2 cyclers were able to essentially get half of my Ward Crafter's value and all of my Ambusher value, so it's usually not a great sign.
By my
I only need one shot.
And then they got extra value out of Shadow Shift as well. It is, in fact, the dream for my opponent.
You've been looking for me.
So we'll go ahead and use the new Prankster Mage. So good news, gang. We made this video because we wanted to use this card. We got to use it. The bad news is this is likely a loss. We are pretty low on resources. Our opponent has a fistful of cards and still has 22 health. 4 runes.
They missed their shot.
Not looking great. But our Prankster Mage gets cover. Also, just throwing this out here, this is how you know it's a real Prankster. This is a Prankster Mage, but it's not wearing Mage colors. Oh no, that's an assassin in disguise. Do not let it fool you. Yeah, I think we just do. That's how you know it's a true Prankster. When it's lying to you about its class. We know blue-green is not the Mage class. Okay. Can essentially live with that.
Join us.
Goodbye.
The real greed play would be to slap down Garnag and another Dreamer and let them both grow again here. I'm just worried about Debilitate. Because if we don't Cliff Racer into that, then Debilitate wrecks us hard. But I really want to be greedy here and try to push for lethal. I think we're just going to do it.
We must protect the night.
Because both the Dreamers still get a growth here. So Debilitate hurts. But it really only clears field lane there, so... Multiple threats spread across the board. Additional reach in hand. This feels like the proper path to victory. Kidding me? This is what got the loot.
Goodbye.
That cost reduction. I mean, that was the only Thieves Guild, so we don't have to worry about rage or anything weird here. Just trying to decide if I want to also develop Withered Hand Cultist and save the Face Racer, or if we go for the Throat, because Withered Hand with the Garnag really like limits what they can do, and I feel like that's correct. I think we do this. We do this and pass. They burn a card. Yeah, they get the trade on the Prankster. They're gonna be able to take out the Garnag. But we still have enough, at least theoretically, for the Dreamer to push through the Giant. And we just need Withered Hand to connect. They were limited down to 7 Magicka because of Garnag. Withered Hand hopefully slows them down. I mean, I know I'm asking for a lot here, but I think this is the better path than just going straight face there. Yeah, so they had to basically use like their entire turn.
Like Nari.
I mean, it's a bummer because we were counting on that. All right, so now we do have to kind of worry about rage. I mean, not because of this, but kind of. So this is definitely an Elfie Conjurer turn. Like, we're on the cusp, right? Like, we're so close to being able to push.
Khajiit will keep you.
I mean, this has to go here. No question about it. Let's eat a Ward Crafter, I guess. I mean, the only other play was we could have ran our Cliff Racer into that just to make sure it was off the field and then still pushed with our Withered Hand for 3. Would have got us within striking distance on another one. Oh, Belligerent Giant's not half bad here. We've only seen one rapid shot, so the chances of them having something that either deals 1 damage or gives -1/-1, allowing this to trade and recreate, is pretty high. It's just a matter of do they also have an answer for the flame act or not. But ultimately, we're just trying to connect.
Shall we put in a dishonest day's rent?
Alright, so we should be fine here. Again, this is going to be the curse and trade. Like I said,
I will have
chances of them having something there
like
pretty
now.
high. But this will be it. This will be a game winner. Okay. It is 2-0 on the mid Dagoth, and we even got to feature the Prankster Mage. We had a slow start that game, but really kind of found our stride in the mid game, which, you know, if you're playing a mid-range deck, I suppose is kind of the point. But anyway, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.